Hey guys, what's going on? Mike here. Thank you very much for joining. So, a lot of you guys may have heard of Open Collectors Network, and I want to draw your attention to it again. I think it's a very, very interesting project. You've seen me review it already. You've seen me interview the two main individuals that basically created the idea. We're going to go through that, and we're going to talk about why I think that this is going to be a fantastic project, a huge, huge concept, and the investment case for this is very, very strong too. So, we'll go to the team. You can see I've interviewed Dan and Cosman already, and there's a lot of other individuals on the team and part of the advisory who have been helping out quite a bit. So I don't want to take any work or I guess credit away from anybody here. The point is, you can see me here. I'm an advisor on the team, and what I find really, really interesting about this project is you have lots of actual exchanges out there, like cryptocurrency exchanges. There's a bunch of them, but you don't have digital asset exchanges for unique objects. Can you name one? Most people can't. I think maybe one exists, if at all. But there's an Ethereum standard that is going to be worked off of, and there's a prototype here. We will go through it. I've already gone through it before, and I want to go through it again. So you can see here, they've actually done a bunch of work. You can go through in the first review. I covered the white paper. I'm going to touch on it again, but just a couple of areas. If you want to really review it for yourself, and I really think you should, go and check it out. It will be linked below this video, but I'm only going to do like one or two aspects of the white paper in this video, so don't expect a lot. If you want, you can just go and search Open Collectors Network on my channel, and you will be able to find the other reviews and the interviews that I've done. But I'm going to cover mainly the investment case in this because there's a big potential for people to make passive income with this one. So with that, we're going to go to the prototype. I've already jumped to it. If you want to go and play with their prototype, you're going to have MetaMask, and I've already done it quite a bit, so you're going to have to log into your MetaMask account. See if I remember my password. Yep. All right. So I'm on the Ropsten testnet. That's what you don't see here. So you see Ropsten testnet. All right, and we'll go to Marketplace. We'll just, you can see there's objects of all different kinds, and you can basically see my items. So I bought a Ford Mustang on the Marketplace previously, and we can just go and play with the Marketplace basically. Let's see here. We'll go to third test, and you can buy it, and it can actually be anything. So what you actually don't see here is create. We'll create I don't know, puppy art. Yeah, I don't know anybody who doesn't like puppies. And attribute, cute, fluffy. Wait, fluffy. You guys get the idea. It can be really anything, really anything, and we'll go over the use cases in the white paper again, but you just go to create, and here's the MetaMask notification, submit. Takes a minute to actually get collectible created successfully, so you can see it's processing here on the application. And Dan and Cosman actually are developers. They actually have experience creating and actually doing the actual work with this sort of stuff. So while that's processing, we're going to go and jump to the white paper here, and we're going to have that load up. Now I want to talk about the first the use cases, and then the actually, you know what, I'm going to go and jump to the investment case and then the use cases. People want to know why this is going to make them money. So let's see here. So basically, this is going to be an exchange. So think of it like a cryptocurrency exchange, except cryptocurrency assets, they have all of those assets there are basically exactly the same, and you can't differentiate between them. And there's a reason that you want to use something like that, especially for money. But for other objects, there's a reason why you don't want that as well. And that's what we're really going to get into the use case, but there's many, many, many use cases for this. And the use cases and the amount of use cases actually make the size of this potential exchange to be potentially very, very big once those use cases are branched out on. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. So you see here, it's basically a proof of stake model where your interaction with the platform and the system is 25% of the algorithm, and the 75% is the amount of tokens that you hold. And so basically you get discounts for holding the tokens, voting rights, and airdrops given out periodically in the form of ecto airdrops based on the combination of activity on the platform and the amount of ecto you hold. So if you're an active participant and a token holder, this basically means that you will get ecto tokens into your wallet for participation in that. That is a big, big deal, right? Think about that. That is like getting paid for your activity. And it could mean that if you're a content creator, that you get paid for selling your content, but also for your participation in the platform. So there's multiple ways, or even possible compounding ways, for people to actually earn money on this exchange. So we're going to jump up to the use cases here, right here. So use cases. Virtual object marketplace for content creators, digital media and rights marketplace, gaming platform, VR, artists. These all are unique marketplace or unique use cases, but they generally can be summed up in something like content creators, where you can create content of various types for VR platforms, games, digital media and digital rights that are used for various digital services, and that creator can use those across platforms and can also assign ownership and a bunch of other ways. So leasing of rights, or just selling the rights, or whatever, to whatever that digital asset is. So the business sector is a big one, and I'll talk about why in a minute. There we have auction houses. That's also a big one. And so business sector. So let's say you're a business and you want to have your digital objects on a blockchain to sell to other businesses, or but you actually don't want to go and recreate the wheel yourself. What you can do is you can take their code, the Open Collectors Network code, because it's an open source system. What you can do is you don't have to go and recreate the exchange. You can just recreate the interaction, or the user interaction, and the contracts for the exchange. And I can really see this happening where organizations do this. The contracts for the exchange stay the same, but the actual interface for the end user changes according to the organization that modifies it. So in effect, the exchange gets a lot more volume because of other entities using their code, and therefore a lot of different business activities can be done through that without actually Open Collectors Network doing a lot outside of that. It's basically a community, a consortium of entities and individuals who want to participate in this, and who end up making it very successful. Auction houses, we've seen where auction houses take a huge amount of fees, and so Open Collectors Network can take a much smaller amount of fees, provide the same services or better than your typical auction houses. You can hold an auction on the blockchain with all of this, so it's not too big of a leap to say that these sorts of things can be disrupted with this, because you can put unique objects like art or collectibles of various types associated on the blockchain, and then they can be auctioned off. Okay, digital media rights, again, that's another big one. A lot of people aren't familiar with this because the traditional individual doesn't really get a lot of exposure to digital media rights. So let's say you have a favorite musician. Every time you play their song publicly, you have to give them royalties, right? So, and the royalties go to whoever owns the rights to that digital media. Okay, so there are places online where you can go and buy these digital media rights. Okay, but again, it's a very high barrier to entry. You don't really know who you're dealing with in some cases. Some cases you do, and you don't even know if the information they're presenting is actually legitimate. And so you can all verify that through the blockchain and actually have a definite history of ownership and value exchange through there. And I think that there's a lot of value for that, because digital media is probably a space that's going to be growing a lot because of the actual expansion into the digital space. So I don't see like physical media or like how rights to these sorts of media were kept in, let's say, the 1970s. I don't see it going in that direction. I see it more going into the blockchain-based information and proof of ownership sort of space for that. So there's a very strong investment case here, and a very, very unique idea, very interesting. And when I first heard about the project, I said, okay, this is a very unique idea. I like it. Nobody really is doing this right now, and it's so innovative and so creative that I had to get with the team, and I had to support them. So I am assisting them with some things, and so maybe I am biased a little bit, but I really, really like the project. You can see there's some good advisors aside from me there. Again, don't want to pump myself up too much, but the core team of people are very, very competent and good. So please check this out, and thank you very much for watching. The whole goal of Open Collectors Network is to develop a good community around the whole exchange and the project. So just go into the Telegram chat. It's going to be linked below, and you can join the community. It's a bunch of friendly people. I'm there. Dan, Cosmin, and a bunch of other people are there. And I'll see you there. Take care, and have a great day, guys.